Hello, welcome to the interview. My guest today is a respected elder statesman with a profound experience in public service. He's also a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Meet my guest after the break. Welcome back. I have with me the chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Senator Otunba Olabiyi Durojaiye. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, tell us a bit about the few letters added to your name. I see there's MNI and JP, and I wonder, what are those initials?
You know, nowadays, nobody pulls BSL, Con, BLLB, BL, and
Yes.
all such things anymore.
Yes.
Even this other one too, is just by virtue of the aspiration, the impact of it relevant to Nigerian cause. That we put the MNI. This
Yes.
is the symbol.
Okay.
It's the member of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies.
Okay.
And this one, well, we're in the mood of national celebration.
Yes.
That's Nigerian crest. So that's MNI, member of the National Institute.
Okay. And JP?
Then JP, some people just sit on the piece, but Jerusalem pilgrimage. They put it that I have never put it myself. I don't know exactly how they
Right. But I
who
observed,
put out there, they put it on
but
there.
I
but
observed you found your way into public service. You have so many years experience. Tell us how you started. Were you after school? What exactly was the journey like into public service?
Okay. Now, in our days, things were a bit better organized.
Okay.
That, to give that credit to the British administrators. They came to school. I went to Mulusi College in Ijebu, my hometown. So I remember that in 1953, which was my final year in the secondary school, the members from the ministry, staff of Ministry of Labor came to school to ask, when you finish your course, where would you like to work? I mean, imagine that type of situation.
Right.
People asking where you would like to work. So, and then I don't remember the answers we gave, but I had always wanted to be a lawyer anyway. Said either in the High Court or any government office would be all right for me. That's what I thought.
Wow.
I said at that time. Then we finished in December that year, and I came to Lagos. I found a job in the telecoms, the P&T, Post and Telegraph Department in Lafiaji, Lagos,
Okay.
1954. And I was living in my uncle's place in Idioro, way back Mushin. I was going by bicycle from Mushin. I was a young man of 20, going to 21. Riding down to race course, where the Ministry of the Lands and Survey Department was. That's how I started. Because I had, I passed the civil service entrance examination. There was an examination, apart from school cert, public an examination to decide what category of position you could hold.
Right.
So I passed in list A, the public service entrance examination.
Right. Right.
So you either list A if you took science subjects, or list B if you just do the general
Right.
3 hours reading, writing.
Right.
So I was able to pick, make a choice. I got a job early in February. I came to Lagos in January.
Wow. At what point did you meet your wife?
That was in, I had met my wife when we were in school. Her father was our headmaster.
Ah.
I was 14 years old, she was 10.
What?
But we didn't
Do anything?
we didn't have any idea of husband and wife, and nothing like that. But we met again as matured people about 7 years later at a wedding in Ijebu-Ode. And a friend of mine, who later became my best man, Professor Akin Oshiali, was asked each of us whether we recognized each other. And of course, each of us identify each other. That's how we started the friendship, talking, and all the rest of that. So I've written a book on that, my biography. Yes. All these things are there if you want to have
Fantastic.
details.
I know you have 6 children, and, it's sadly your wife passed on 10 years ago. How has it been 10 years without her?
It has been very tough, but I thank God that He has given me the strength to cope. My children, they didn't believe when I told them I would not remarry. They felt there was no way I could bear not remarrying. I was still fairly young.
After 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years. Well, how did you get all these details?
Well, you were together with 50 years.
50 years and 2 months.
Wow.
Now, we were married. Very good woman. I miss her every day. But because she was a special God's gift to me, I won't go into details, so that's all in my biography.
Okay.
I just decided I wouldn't have her type again. So I determined I would not remarry.
Wow.
If God continued to sustain my good health for me. But if one becomes a vegetable or unable to feed or take bath for her, then one would need more than a nurse.
Right.
Then one could remarry.
Okay.
But for that, if God sustained my health, and I pray He will, I would not need the second wife.
Who keeps you company during the day and night?
Well, the good invention, this telephone.
Oh, right.
It could be a nuisance too.
That's true.
Like today, I was heavily embarrassed when somebody posted a picture of a nude into my WhatsApp.
Wow.
I was scared. Where is this coming from?
Right.
Then people started phoning me that somebody must have hacked my telephone. But apart from such hazards, the telephone thing is it's very. I'm busy all the time. Not having this interview. I have to give it to my PA to keep. Only God knows how many calls we enter before we finish this interview. So that it keeps me busy, and I still read. I read. I work till midnight most nights.
Wow. You're part of the committee that put together the colors of our Naira notes. Could you tell us about that?
Now, that was my first encounter with the present president when he was head of state, military head of state, and Idiagmo. It's they who invited me to join they literally militarized the mint because the Naira was bastardized in 1984. It was May 9. I started work there. On there, they asked for me. The Dagbo had known me through the Kuru connection. He was a member, a junior set to us. We were the first set, Babangida set. He came in the Abacha set, third set, and was 2IC to Mr. President Buhari. So anyway, they sent for me in the Central Bank through the governor of December that they should send me to assist the Paymaster General of the Army, General Abdulkadir Abubakar, who became the managing director. And I was his second in rank to him as executive director, finance and commercial. So within 3 months, we changed the currency notes of Nigeria. We withdrew, the legal tender was withdrawn from this currency circulation, which was like 2 for penny everywhere. And we flushed in the new ones and successfully done with such transparency and integrity. That's what impressed Mr. President. And that's what earned me this present position I am.
So you sustained a good relationship with the president since that time?
We never met after that.
Oh,
but
wow.
Fortunately, I don't, fantastic coincidence. He remembers.
Wow.
He sent for me.
Wow. Interesting.
I didn't apply for this position.
Interesting. Okay, we'll come back to your work on NCC a bit later. But now let's go to your experience in jail for 560 days under the Abacha regime. What was that about? What happened? Were you a human rights activist? What happened that you got arrested?
I was an active member of NADECO.
Yes.
And I played a major role. And the Abacha administration was very efficient in the issue of the security surveillance. They must have planted moles among us because everything we did, they got to know. They knew the role I was playing in the Afenifere group. For example, there were on 2 occasions, the group decided, when you hear NADECO, people thought we were a large organization. There was never a day we had up to 30 members. Never a day. Apart from the very day of inauguration in General Adebayo's house when we were about 36 or 40. We never had more than 20, 25 at any of our meetings. We used to meet sometimes in Ndubisi Kano's house on Victoria Island, a few occasions in Kofo Bokno, former deputy governor of Lagos State. We used her house about twice or thrice and so on. We were changing we used Falaye's house as a meeting point. We had no particular fixed address. And we were never many, but we were very effective.
Right.
Now, on 2 separate occasions, I volunteered to deliver the message, solidarity message of NADECO to the wife of Enahoro after Chief Enahoro went into exile. Another occasion that is in Benin. We finished the meeting at 5 p.m. They didn't expect I would go that night. They thought I would go when I was chanced. Maybe the following day or 2 days later. But I went to Benin. I left Lagos at 5 p.m., went to Benin and returned to Lagos about 3 a.m. the following day. The woman was scared when I told her I was going back to Lagos after delivering the message. She said, Daddy, there's the gentleman, there's an hotel near us here. Say till tomorrow. I said, no, don't worry. And I came back. All that time they were trailing me. And I didn't know they were trailing me.
Wow.
That of Collins Adebayo, I also went late one evening, went to Ilorin, came back by about 1 a.m. the following morning to deliver to. Then some of the documents, some of the ideas that, for example, the idea of having NADECO overseas. When the heat was so much on us, we were in Olufalaye's house that day. Then I said, gentlemen, I think somebody raised the issue that we are being annihilated, we are being decimated. Won't we have something to do, have a branch outside? I said, yes, we should have a branch outside. And if you don't mind, I would like to suggest Bolaji Akeyemi, professor, who had been a minister of external affairs, to be the man to go and he has connection overseas and establish NADECO overseas. They said, that's a good, people said that was a good idea, but by the way, do you have your passport with you? He said, yes. What about foreign exchange? He said he didn't have. Then Jakode said, okay, let's go to MKO. Maybe he can raise some funds so that they, I said, because the reason is that once we take the decision, the man must leave this country this night. Because by tomorrow, you never can tell about how we hear, and they will arrest him. And it happened. He lives about 5 houses away. You could ask him, cross-check what I'm telling you. I nominated it. So I suggested this day for the job to go and establish NADECO overseas. And that he said he had to, and together we went from that meeting in Falaye's house to MK Abiola's house, which is across the road here. That's why the intelligence service of Abacha called this area the headquarters of opposition to the Abacha government. With MK Abiola across the road, there in Okwebi here, across the road, I in the center here, and General Akire Ade 4 houses away. And they bombed his house down.
Wow. Very interesting, very interesting.
Yes.
We're going to go on a break now.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll now focus on his task as chairman of NCC. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I still have with me the chairman, Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, Senator Otunba Olabiyi Durojaiye. Thanks for staying with us, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very recently, the federal government asked that NCC deactivate over 2.2 million SIM. What was that about?
Now, technology has facilitated communication and for the use of human beings all over the world. But as it is meant to help to enhance links with each other, business transactions, and so on. So also, criminals are taking advantage of it.
Okay.
So some SIM cards get into the hands of criminals who use these things to communicate, to arrange whatever network they wanted to put in place for the discomfort of society. So it's part of our duty to ensure that all SIM cards are duly registered so that the fingerprints, the eyes, everything about it, anybody who has. So if you make a call, you can, where it emanates from and where it terminates, all these things can be found.
But is that not infringement of someone's privacy? The fact
It is
that
not
everybody knows.
there must be a balance.
Right.
Check and balance in everything. You remember John Plowman's story. A boy was swinging a stick along the bush path, and an elderly man was coming on the opposite side. Then they nearly clashed. The old man said, check your movement. Young boy, check your movement. The boy said, I'm exercising my liberty. The old man said, I don't deny you, but your liberty ends where my nose begins.
True.
Your liberty ends where my nose begins.
Right.
You can exercise your liberty, but not to use your stick to bruise my nose.
Right.
So that is exactly what it is with the criminals. The privacy of the individuals ends where the security of life and property
starts.
begins. So that is the situation.
Okay.
Now, what you've done now is you have technicians, technically skilled people under my executive vice chairman, who is a professor in telecommunication, Dambata, and his team. They've been able to wipe off on the machine that came from the new minister who has been in the periphery of the telecommunication industry later. So said, what are you doing about this? Please save the country. And within 2 weeks, our boys were able to wipe off almost 2 million of these unregistered something, leaving a few, about 250 or so. By now, I think, I don't know the figure now, but I'm almost certain that they will have wiped off everyone. So that it is difficult for you to do anything without knowing, without tracing you.
Right.
The security
So
agencies were able to trace those who are perpetrating some of these
So it's a good thing.
acts.
One of the issues the public have had concerning SIM is the fact that we get a lot of unsolicited text messages from so many numbers.
That is true.
What is NCC doing to regulate this or even stop all these from happening?
You can be sure that we too are members of the public. I told you earlier in this interview that I was shocked this morning when somebody posted
unsolicited
a picture, a nude picture into my, I didn't know the source. I was embarrassed. I had to, until my son came out and helped me wipe it off. So it's some of those hazards we run. It's not only here. It happens in other countries too. We are trying every day to find a way of going ahead of those who are abusing the system. But there's no way you will stop it entirely, that they will not. They will try. It's we that who must try to outsmart them. Look at SIM boxing. Somebody telephones you from America, but it is Nigerian number you find. We've been working on that, and we've just succeeded in almost eliminating. We have not fully eliminated the menace, but we have put it under check. There are so many other things like that. We're working day and night, but as we work, they are always advancing, and we try to counter them.
Let's talk about internet usage. What are we doing to increase that broadband for Nigerians?
It is the second of the two major items the board under my chairmanship has as our topmost priority.
Right.
The first one is how to identify those Bill Gates among Nigerian youths. Because there are Nigerian youths who must have the talents of Bill Gates and Zuckerberg, roaming the street looking for white-collar job, not knowing that they have the potentials to invent things that Nigeria can sell to the rest of the world. That's our major priority. The second closest one is what you have just mentioned, the fiber,
The broadband, yes.
broadband
Yes.
connectivity
Yes.
all over. It is our determination that all the 774 local government headquarters in Nigeria are connected with fiber. They have fiber connectivity. Once we achieve that, the industrial revolution, the fourth revolution in Nigeria, will be soaring to the high scale. And Nigeria will be a new place for rapid economic development.
How soon is
we
this?
We are on it.
Okay.
We are on it. I've whispered this thing to Mr. President. He asked us to go ahead.
Right.
He is very keen in our succeeding in it. But do you know what it means in terms of cost? It gobs billions of dollars to lay the fibers. Another thing, we will need the cooperation of our legislature, especially the National Assembly. We've got a bill before the National Assembly now for more than a year, Critical Infrastructure Protection Bill, that it should be made a criminal offense to cut any of these fibers. So, down through the hospitality, the office of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, there's some connection with an international agency working on possibility of having aerial connection of fiber cables, that what we are trying to do on the ground, which is the traditional one, we also have aerial connection. In other words, either through the ground or through the air, we want to cover the whole country so that the speed of doing business will be accelerated.
Yes. Yeah.
Then the economy will be developing not in arithmetic progression, but in geometric progression. Nigeria will be the better for it.
Interesting.
We are working very hard day and night. Those are the two topmost things we put on our agenda. Good to know that.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you indeed for coming.
It was a pleasure chatting with you. We've been chatting with the chairman, NCC, Senator Otunba Olabiyi Durojaiye. Join me again next week for another edition of The Interview. See you then. Bye-bye.